Allison Smith with the Kentucky Beef Council, and we are here at Kroger getting ready to create the Derby Burger, or the Derby Burger Challenge. We're going to give you a few tips about what to look for or what to think about when you're getting ready to send those recipes. The first being that it's important to remember you got to get the right kind of beef. And we have some great ground beef here that Kroger has provided for us. This is actually ground chuck. And ground chuck is traditionally what a lot of people will use for their burgers. But you can use some other kinds. The big thing to remember when you're looking at ground beef is to think about the amount of fat versus lean. And lean is generally, a burger will be either like a 90-10 or an 80-20. And so that means it's 80% lean and 20% fat, or 90% lean and 10% fat. And so ground chuck is going to be about that 80-20 mark. And so it's going to have just the right amount of fat in it so that when you make it, it's going to stay together and not fall apart on the grill. So traditionally, you may want to use an 80-20 when you're thinking about that burger recipe. But if you want to go a little leaner, which according to the USDA, 95.5 is considered one of our 29 cuts of beef, you can actually do that and get away with having a great burger still. Just may want to incorporate some things like oatmeal or an egg or some breadcrumbs. So think about that when you're coming up with those recipes. But we've got a great colorful piece of ground beef right here. Bright cherry red is our ideal color. But now sometimes when you get ground beef and you open it up, you may have a different color like what we see here. And it's a little bit of like a brown or a red color, or brown or a purple color, and that's okay. What that is basically ground beef just goes through oxidation faster, and so it actually goes from red to brown a little bit faster than a steak or a roast does. So don't worry about that. I always say worry about that fuzzy green. That's what you need to worry about. So the big thing with making your patties is you don't want to play with your patties, okay? That's what I would say, is make it nice and sweet. And so you're just going to take, and you can do a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound. Just remember, those judges have got to take a nice little bite out of it. But you're just going to want to nice and pat it out like this. You don't need to smash it down or pat it like that, because what's going to happen is that's actually going to make it harder for it to get cooked all the way through. So, just you can do it like this. This is what I like to do, is have a little plate and put it out there and pat it out. And you want to have it about pretty consistent, okay? You don't want to get it too thick, too thin. Looking for about that size there. And some people have their little secrets, like they may put a hole in the middle to make it cook a little faster or something like that. You can share those with us, but this is really the ideal way to make a great burger. And then the next key part is to have the right equipment. And you may like charcoal or you may like gas, but the big thing is to keep it at medium-high heat, no matter what you're doing. So if you're doing charcoal, you want to have the white colored ashes, briquettes, and then spread them out. Or if you're doing gas, you want it to be about medium temperature, which is about 350. Okay? And then you want to have the right equipment. And again, it goes back to don't play with your patties. A lot of people, when they put their burger on the grill, they want to take there and flip it, but you actually want to leave it alone. So you want to take it and put it on the grill and walk away with your spatula for just a few minutes, and then come back. And you'll know when that burger is ready to flip, but when the juices rise to the top, there'll be a little pool of juices. You just flip that patty over and walk away for a little bit longer. And then, once you get done with that, once the burger is cooked, you're going to take your tongs and you're going to pick the burger up, and you're going to be looking for 160 degrees, which is medium doneness. And basically what you're going to do is use this Instagram thermometer, stick it right inside the middle, the thickest part, and remember, going horizontal, not vertical. And you're going to look for 160 degrees at about 15 seconds of heat inside the burger. Once it's done, you are ready to go. Let it set to the side while you get ready to prepare your toppings, which you've got your traditional toppings here that you can use, but we're telling you to think about this as the Derby Burger Challenge and making it a lot more fancy. And so you can go beyond the traditional and make it something different by using different buns, different condiments, and things like that. So we hope that you'll join us in this challenge and submit those great recipes. If you have the best Derby Burger recipe, you'll win a year's supply of beef from Kroger and tickets to the Derby Eve Jam. So submit your recipes at kdf.org.